Well, it's dug from behind closed doors, and a couple of days ago, Charlie Kirk was murdered. And I think some of the ways in which people reacted is disgusting.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view.
So today I'm going to be doing the work on people are disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. So the first question, is it true?
Charlie Kirk just got shot. Oh,
Well, breaking news, folks. Seems somebody just took a shot at one of the Fastest favorite 5-mile wide mouthpieces, Charles Chuckle Kirk.
Yes, it's my gut reaction that the way they all reacted was disgusting.
Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it.
So the second question is, can I absolutely know that it's true?
Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
Can I be 100% certain that they are disgusting?
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
They might be reacting from pain, ignorance, fear, programming, or story about what they believe.
Breaking news. We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah, ooh.
see your celebration.
Cut the music. Cut the music. In real talk, I am not truly celebrating that he got shot in the neck. I think it's really sad for his family because I know he was a father, and if he does pass away from this, hopefully not, hopefully so.
No, I can't 100% for certain know that they are disgusting.
That is not good because bringing kids up in a broken family is never good. And gun violence, again, I think we should go back to having this conversation and who's allowed to have access to these guns, because now public figures are getting shot left and right. I mean, it's not every other day, but truly, what a tragedy.
How do I react? What happens when I believe the thought that people are disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk? I get very angry. I'm disgusted myself. I feel very sad. I see them as the enemy.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
And goodness knows the wicked's lives are lonely.
I feel very empty and shallow. I become very hopeless about humanity. My body tightens, my heart starts to race, I get ready for a fight. I want to impose my will of peace onto other people.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
The world's lost.
I would say pour one out for Kirky Boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, Bozo.
So let's go to the next question. Who would I be without the thought people are disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk? I would first be paying attention to everyone else that is grieving in the way that I would typically expect.
Emily, that poor girl. That poor family. You know, so he's never going to walk her down the aisle. He's never going to see them grow up. He's never going to have another child with his beautiful Erica. Like, he would bring them on the road, you know, whenever I'd go to these events, they'd be there. His family was everything to him. And that fucker shot him down in the prime of his life.
No one deserves this, folks. No one that has different opinions. No one deserves that.
No.
This is horrible.
No.
But I know people are going to celebrate it because this is a fucked up time and people have really fallen into this trap of us against them.
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad.
I might see those people as lost, confused, and hurting in their own way, not disgusted. Maybe it's the only way they can process that emotion. It's not for me to question how people decide to grieve. I'd feel compassion for them instead of a visceral disgust and hatred towards what I perceive to be their obnoxiousness.
Hope he recovers well.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the state of the world. Somebody gets killed in cold blood for having a different opinion and debating with intelligence and eloquently. And this is the reaction. I think the world's lost. I have no more words.
I'd empathise with them for wanting attention and to use it as an opportunity to become tribal in order to feel safe and secure.
Literally, boom, boom, boom. Can't you just breathe a breath of fresh air? Like, doesn't the air, doesn't the weight just feel lighter off of your shoulders? Don't you feel like the world was made just a bit of a safer place today? Hope Cora, you evil fuck.
I'd really have peace knowing that their external reaction doesn't control my internal world. What they're doing is so abstract and what I consider horrible that it makes me want to become more peaceful and less reactive. So now let's turn the thought around. So the first turn around, people are disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. People are not disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. Maybe what they're expressing isn't emotion over the act itself. It's tribalism in order to feel safe and secure in a very chaotic world where anyone could be shot, and that's their way of dealing with the idea of death. People are not disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk because they're talking about Charlie Kirk. By talking about him, you're talking about his views, you're keeping him trending, you're bringing attention to who he is as an individual and what his life represented. So whether you talk about something and like it or not, you're bringing attention to it. So even if you was to speak out against something in a sarcastic, negative, nasty way, very what I consider to be still a very anti-human way of responding, you're still bringing attention to the man himself. And then I believe that people are intelligent enough from that point on to realise that the way that they're responding isn't normal. And they're actually celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk because they're talking about him. The greater tragedy would be that he died and no one would speak about him that agreed with him or disagreed with him, and that he wouldn't leave a legacy. Maybe they're not disgusting, maybe they're just human. Maybe at some point we've all celebrated joy at somebody else's downfall that we didn't like. Whether that's a fictional character or not. When we go to see a film and the bad guy, who we perceive as the bad guy, is killed at the end, there's a vitriol that comes. And if you're perceiving somebody as bad, then their death could be seen as a righteous thing. And again, this isn't something that I think is true in this case, but I'm just trying to understand from somebody else's point of view that I see as a very anti-human point of view. I'm trying to understand and process their behaviour. This isn't necessarily something that I agree with. Maybe they're not responding emotionally to the death of another human being. Maybe they're responding to the tribal loyalty that they feel, and they might not know any other way to process emotions. So it's not so much disgusting, it's more their human response to wanting to feel safe and secure in a world where anyone could be murdered for anything. It's their way of dealing, their immature way of dealing with their own mortality. Turn around to, I am disgusting for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. Yeah. When I found out he was murdered, I shared a load of his posts, sharing a lot of the views that I believed in, and celebrating his life. I looked at it, they're posts that I wouldn't have ordinarily shared if he wasn't murdered. And it was a very virtue signalling thing to do, and my own way of showing how committed I am to a certain cause or tribalism. I thought I was celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk, but somebody could just as easily turn that around and say I was celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. But either way, I'm celebrating Charlie Kirk. When somebody reacts in a way that I find disgusting, I'm adding towards the hatred and disgust by responding that way. That's causing a knock-on effect. An eye for an eye and everyone goes blind. I am adding to the snowball of disgust by responding with disgust around the idea of the murder of Charlie Kirk. I'm disgusted at the way people have decided to react. I'm the one that's adding the disgust. I am disgusting for celebrating my own murder of peace by holding on to disgust of judging other people of how they decide to react. I'm killing off what peace I do have. I'm assassinating people with my judgments. You're good, you're bad, you're good, you're bad. That's how someone should react, that's how someone shouldn't react. I become the judge in my world of who gets to behave correctly. I murder off any other way of doing things. I cut myself off. I cut other people off. Instead of being the space for all reactions and ideas, which is what Charlie Kirk dedicated his life towards doing, which was being the space for free ideas and free responses, for freedom. People are beautiful for celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. Again, I take out the word murder. People are beautiful for celebrating Charlie Kirk. Maybe another turnaround. People are beautiful for celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk. Their reaction shows me what unexamined pain looks like. I think the way that they respond is very thoughtless, which leaves me room to do things in a more thoughtful manner. And if I want people to be more peaceful and not experience disgust and be the change that they want to see, then I have to do it myself. I can't perpetuate the hatred in the way that they choose to respond. I might need to listen to them more because I don't naturally understand their reactions. Their reactions give me a mirror of where humanity is at the moment. And it's for me to generate compassion, not disgust, towards what I consider to be their immature way of responding to a tragic event. Another turnaround. I am disgusting for celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk. Well, that doesn't feel true, but let's try it on. These turnarounds don't always fit. They're just different ways of looking at things. But like I said, by me celebrating the life of Charlie Kirk so much and putting it out there in people's faces about how amazing he was, I can understand why people will be disgusted at that as a way of virtue signalling about what to think, how to say, and who to be associated with. I'd like to also add at this stage that I usually don't attend funerals because I do, and weddings, because I find that I end up laughing. It's the strangest thing. It's nervous laughter. It's not happy laughter. It's a way in which I don't know how to respond to the social gathering of a funeral that has nothing to do with the person. It's more to do with the social norms of gathering in a church, whether it be for a wedding or a funeral, and everyone's there. Some people probably don't like each other, and there's an awkwardness to that social gathering, and I can't help but laugh at it. But I'm not laughing at the person getting married or the person who's passed away. I'm laughing at the weird social dance that's going on, because maybe I don't know, I can't put words to it. I'm a little bit embarrassed by it, because that's why I can't attend a lot of funerals, because I just end up having a nervous laughter. And it's nothing to do with what's being dealt with or the event. It's all to do with the awkwardness of the social gathering. And so that's how I do exactly the same thing, and I don't mean to. So instead of meeting their celebration with judgment, I can pause and remember that people are not necessarily disgusting. They may just be acting out of fear, ignorance, pain, or social awkwardness. When I feel the natural condemnation towards them for the way in which I believe that they're acting in a disgusting way, I can notice how my judgments of them are disgusting for not allowing them to react the way they naturally react. I notice where I too have celebrated the downfall of someone I disagreed with, and hold compassion for that shared human tendency. I can see that by clinging on to disgust, I murder my own peace and the peace that I bring to the world. So choosing understanding and compassion keeps me free. It doesn't allow their responses to affect my internal peace. And sometimes I can even see their reactions as beautiful, in the sense that they reveal the depth of human suffering and show me where compassion is needed the most. By responding with calm presence rather than outrage, I stay aligned to my own values and offer a different way of being. And to be honest, now I just feel sad, sorry, and empathetic towards those that decide to react in a way in which I would have found disgusting before. I don't agree with the way that they responded and react, but I'm no longer viscerally believing that they shouldn't respond that way. I'm more just sitting with my own grief at this tragic situation and resonating more with those that have. Love towards Charlie and our shared humanity. I see hate and disgust and judgment as a very dark energy, and the love, the light, is so much stronger. I don't see the way that these people react in this disgusting way. They're not really reacting to the brutal murder so much. They're reacting to their judgments, which is what I was doing when I was judging them. And so if they come with this negative energy and I add to it, it snowballs, and that's what creates a divide. So when they bring this negative energy, what I perceive to be a negative energy, I think it's better for me to react more neutral, to allow it to dissipate, instead of adding to it. And that's my part in bringing peace and love to a very tragic situation.